Boa tarde, everyone.
Hi, welcome back to another video. This one we're going to do a bit different to normal. We're not doing a vlog. We had a conversation the other night when we were saying that if we had to start again doing what we're doing, but we had the 18 months of knowledge that we now have, what would we do? Like, what would we buy? What systems would we put in place?
What things we would prioritise.
Yeah, and what's made our lives as comfortable as it is now. Not that it's super comfortable, but like all our basic needs are quite easily met. I think the very first thing we realised was like shelter.
We arrived in the middle of winter, so that was a fairly quick and straightforward, to the point lesson.
Well, we came in October in our van when we came to first look for land, and it just rained. So we'd thought we'd buy a small piece of land, we'll park the van on it, and then we'll sort of like maybe build like a little wooden cabin from there. But we quickly realised that you need kind of shelter quite instantly. So even if that was just putting up like a shed so you can empty the van, or a tent or something, shelter is like the number one priority. And a tiny Renault Traffic van full of stuff.
It was intense.
Didn't quite hit it. And not only because it was full of stuff, but we were sleeping in it, and it's not a very luxurious van. And yeah, you need to be comfortable to be able to do the work to start. You know, it takes a lot of work to set it up, so you need a good night's sleep.
Yeah, because like even if you're like renovating a building like we are, it's not like you can actually live in that building whilst you're doing it. So for us it was building the cabin and knowing that we could do it because it's a removable building.
So number one, shelter in whatever form, whether that's just a shed to store your tools and somewhere comfortable to sleep. I'm going to share prices too, just so that it helps you with your planning if that's what you're doing. I think we spent about €800
On the cabin.
Maybe 1,000. And then number two is electricity. It's quite difficult to live without it. We both work online, so it was really important to us to, at the very least, be able to charge our phones. Really, we need laptops. We could go to the local cafe, but that's not really like a sustainable option. We started with what we had in the van, which wasn't very reliable because we weren't driving very far, so it wasn't charging up very much. Then we bought the generator, which I would say is a good backup option to always have off-grid anyway, really.
Almost a must-have.
Yeah.
Really.
And you can power everything that is more powerful on that, so we can run the cement mixer, power tools. So our generator was €240.
Yeah.
But if we were starting now, we would make the first investment would be a solar power bank, 100%.
Yeah, as big as you could possibly afford.
Yeah, so whatever your budget suits, I would go as big as you can.
You won't regret it.
We were really lucky. Bluetti got in touch with us, and a few videos back we shared that we had the bigger system they sent us, and that is absolutely brilliant. It runs our water pump, charges everything, charges our electric bikes.
Runs a fan.
Yeah.
Runs the 12-volt fridge.
But we did originally have the 120 watt solar panel with that. We were chatting with Bluetti, and they also saw that Diogo chewed up our first solar panel, so they've kindly sent us the 200 watt solar panel, and that has made a huge difference to charging speed. So what's great with the upgrade of the power bank that we do have now is you can see the wattage that's going in from the solar panel. So we noticed with the 120 watt one, only about 80 watts was going in when it was at its best, and that was, you know, full sun. They were completely clean, and we were playing with the angles. So I think you have to be really on it with like how to angle it. So we're getting
moving it about, tweaking it, and checking the thing, trying to get the most out of it we possibly can.
We were saying it'd be funny to set up a time lapse of us moving the solar panels
throughout the day.
We need to like get them mounted up, really, don't we? Yeah, the 200 watt one is now at 130 watts at its best.
I think we've had 140.
Have we?
Yeah, on a cool day.
Okay. It depends what you need.
The Bluetti EB70, I can't remember how much it is, we'll put it here somewhere. That really, it's not far off being able to do everything we need it to do. Like, as long as we're on top of the fridge, like we put a box of ice in there and stuff, and we use that to, and it's got like an eco mode, and that will keep beer cold for 24 hours. most important thing. As well as charging plenty of other things.
Yeah, and we found some really cool things actually. This is why electricity is the second most important, because it gives you so many more options following on from that. So we've got a USB fan, so we can charge that up, and then it's not constantly running power. We've got a rechargeable blender, which my mum sent us, which I'm actually really impressed with. So again, that just gets charged up. So these power banks give you so much potential
shower
for comfort. So yeah,
with a USB shower. So
the third thing is basically like water, including showering and all that kind of stuff. This is something that we took so long to have the comfort of, and it's actually really cheap and simple. So I thought I would just run you through the whole shower setup. So this is the little pump that's currently charging. Once the light goes blue, that means it's fully charged and you get about 3 showers out of a full charge. We have been using these that my mum also sent me. Thanks, mum. They're just the black bags to heat up the water, and I am really impressed with how hot they get it. I use this for the washing up and I have to add cold water because it burns my hands. So yeah, if I want a warmer shower, I'll use one of these, but at the moment I'm mostly having cold showers, so I take the water out from the IBC. I'll tend to use this pan, and then we have the bucket raised up because you get better pressure that way. So this just connects to here like this. This is just the spare one, and then you have, it's probably going to have a few leaves in right now, but then you just have this that sits in the water, and then feed this through here and just rest it there. So if I push this, and then the shower comes out, and the pressure honestly is pretty good, and I think it's only like €30, so it's fairly cheap for how good it is. I've had worse showers in terms of like the pressure. It
lasted over a year really well.
Yeah, you get 2 of the little power chargy battery things with it, so if you keep one charged then you've always kind of got the power.
That's the neighbour's dog.
She wants to play with Diogo.
I wonder how long he was there for.
100% I'd buy that again as a shower option.
Totally. So back onto water, I would say if you're going like fully off grid, you really need to make sure you've got some sort of water source, especially if you're in a hot climate like we are here.
Yeah.
Like we've got 3 wells, and if we were using them for drinking water and bathroom water, then we'd have low wells this year.
Yeah.
And we've got 3 of them.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something I'd pay a lot of attention to. The other thing to bear in mind is drinking water. So we're lucky here, we've got towns and fountains nearby.
Portugal's great for free drinking water.
Yeah, and it's good, and it's like well looked after.
Yeah, I guess if we were to start again, make sure you have a water source on your land, a pump to get it out. So we first had the electric pump, which again I would buy again. We can run that off the generator and the power bank, and that was only about €30 as well. So the electric submersible pump is just in here. If you're using a pump regularly, you can leave it submerged. If you're not using it sort of every 2 weeks, then I would keep it out of the water. I've actually had to extend our rope because the well has gotten so low in this drought. And then this just plugs in, so you can easily run off the generator. So this is the generator that we have. These are the specs. So yeah, 2,900 watts.
IBC tank.
An IBC tank, because then you can do rainwater collection. The final point is cooking. We started with a camp stove, then we've bought a 2-hob gas.
Bigger camp stove.
Bigger camp stove, basically. We lived in the van for a while, so we're used to cooking quite simply. So that's worked fine for us. You figure out a few recipes with that, and that's just gas, and that's really simple.
So obviously bear in mind being able to get fuel, whether that's for heating or for food.
I think if I was to start again, I would just straight up buy a 7
Yeah, yeah.
as your basic, rather than just the 2-hob thing if
Yeah.
you had a bit more of a budget. We were super scrimping when we first got here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're the most simple things that we would restart this project with.
Like if we could have had all of those things
Yeah.
in a trailer in the back of the thing when we turned up here,
Yeah,
then our lives would have been a lot easier.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, we thought we would share those things with you.
Any questions, leave them in the comments.
Yeah.
We will try and get back to as many of them as we can.
So I hope this video has been useful, and thank you to Bluetti who did send us some products that we've mentioned in this video, but we genuinely would rebuy them if we were starting again. So I think the total cost for everything that we've currently got would be between 2,000 to 3,000 euros, depending on the expense you put into your shelter and which power system you did have. If there are any aspects of it that you would want us to go into in more detail, this is of course just a very basic beginner setup, and just to give you a general idea, because this is something I would have loved to have known when we were first starting, so that's kind of why I wanted to make this video. And we will slowly be upgrading some of those systems over the next few years once we have the budget and the systems in place. So if you want to see those happen, stay tuned. And thank you so much for watching. If you're one of our regular viewers and you have missed a vlog this week, do not worry, because when we hit £100 of support on Patreon, we decided we would make a monthly bonus video that would be decided on the subject by our patrons, and that should be coming out midweek this week. If you want to get involved in that, then you can join us on Patreon for just $3 a month. Check it out in the description below. But yeah, we will see you soon. Take care, bye.